Joey, through experience. You're driving through a high school parking lot. The most important risk is not hitting humans. You're driving through your neighborhood. The most important risk is not hitting humans. You're driving in the downtown area. The first question is, how do you judge the importance of each risk? Humans are the most important thing. So if you're driving through your neighborhood and little kids are playing, they're the most important. If you're driving through your high school parking lot, which is the most dangerous area, that 2 to 5 p.m., humans, juniors, seniors, humans. If you're driving on the road with no humans, the most important thing is not hitting someone. So you learn through experience. If you want to be a great video gamer, you're going to have to play and put a lot of time in. Certain areas are really good, certain areas are really bad, but through experience, Joey, you will learn. If you just sit here and don't learn, then you're not learning. Example, you play football. You need to play tougher competition. I play college football. I try to defend the NFL. You should be leaning into me. Hey, what do you need to do to get a scholarship? You need to lift weights. You need to study film. You need to look at the predictability of an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman. How would they attack you? You have to be faster. You need to be able to use your hands. Joey, I gave you some examples of being an outstanding football player, but most important, Joey, you need to have a 4.0. If you don't have grades, Joey, it doesn't matter. And if you're not courteous and nice to people in your school, because if you're good enough, 1 in 1 million get a scholarship, the scouts are going to come in and talk to your teachers. They're going to talk to the principals. They're going to talk to your coach. They're going to go back to kindergarten. What type of kid is this? Because they're going to spend upwards of over $150,000. So, Joey, I gave you an example of risk. And also there's a risk, Joey, of you having brain injury because you're hitting your head on a helmet and broken bones. So, Joey, I gave you a real life example. I want to keep going. What is the best way to check my tire tread? You need to use a quarter. You need to look at your tire tread weekly. Your front tires wear faster because they're turning left and right. Your rear tires are just rolling forward. You need to switch your rear tires to the front and the front to the rear, and then you go at a diagonal. If you are in a very bumpy area, you hit a lot of potholes, you need to look more closely at the tires because you can break a steel belt that is in the tire that is used to hold the tire together. Also, you need to look at the date of the tire. If your car sits for a long time in the summer, like a lot of you will, you think you're driving, but your parents made you get a job. Your car's sitting there in 80-degree, 90-degree sun. You think you're driving, but you don't have insurance. Your car's sitting. By the time you drive your car, it's in the wintertime, and then your tires have dry rotted. Dry rotting is when the tire actually dries out and there are cracks in there. So you need to look at your tire, you need to look at the date and check those treads, look for cracks. Next, how can I help prepare myself for my first drive? You listen to your instructor. You lean into what I'm saying. You will be driving through your school parking lot. You'll be making figure 8 turns, going in left, going in right, driving around the whole school in a square. I'm teaching you to have observation skills, looking left, looking right. If you don't turn your head and you're going left, you're going to get hit from the left. If you don't turn your head to the left and looking to the right, you're going to get hit. So a lot of beginners just look straight ahead, Max. And if you don't turn your head and look, you're going to get hit, just like walking in the high school hallway. Remember, there are no yield signs. There are no stop signs. If you don't look crossing in the hallway, you're going to get ran over. So Max, what you're going to do, you're going to learn. We're going to start slow in the school parking lot. Then we're going to go to the neighborhood, making 12 right turns, 12 left turns. We're going to go to the Mount Clemens trap area where you have to deal with pedestrians walking in front of you, people on e-bikes, people jogging, little kids, because we have to have hazard awareness. The questions are starting to get better. Let's keep going. What should I do if the brakes suddenly fail? You downshift into a lower gear. You pump the brakes because your brakes are a hydraulic fluid system. Jordan, that's one of the questions that is in your packet. I know it because I studied it. There's hydraulic fluid in the system, so you still can pump the brakes, downshift the car to a lower gear, or put the car into neutral or shut the car off. And then you can drive into the mud or dirt. Jordan, you got 3 or 4 answers. You are doing well. Make sure you write this stuff down.
it's just the website quiz.
Hey, can you mute yourself, please?
Making us do for 30 minutes.
Hello? I'm going to continue. How do you drive near people who are actively reckless driving? You look ahead. You'll see the indicators. They're walking along the side of the road. They're moving their head back and forth because they have headphones on. They are dodging potholes. How do you know someone is recklessly running in school? They're running down the hallway. They're cutting between people and they just hit you. So use what you know. You're in high school. I'm giving you high school examples. You're in your high school parking lot. The seniors are flying out of there. The principal's like, hey, slow down. Because I was going to be a principal. They're on camera. They're cutting off kids. So Sarah, as you drive, you'll see indicators. Sarah, how do you know this is a high-performing class? We have a multi-interactive class. We use Quizzy. We use Kahoot. I do the question. We do a do now question. I let you put your questions in. We go beyond just lecturing. I'm going to make you accountable. You're going to see your Quizzy score. Wow, I'm getting 70%. I'm getting 73. I'm getting 77. I'm getting 79. Oh, I dropped down to 69 or 67 because you didn't study. I've done this and I'm looking for indicators. Some of you are playing with your hair, not doing work. Some of you are goofing off being silly because I teach this 14 to 21 year age group. Some of you won't sign up for driving. Some of you will show up late. You'll get that $35 no-show fee. So this is why I'm lighting a fire under you to schedule drives. Some kids won't ever schedule drives, and then it's best that they take the class in September or October or November, because I go through this every year. Their parents, we have a tight schedule. We have a tight schedule. Mom and dad, here's my schedule. Get in where you fit in. So that's how you actively look for reckless drivers or reckless students running down a hallway or a reckless student in class who comes in late, who eats Takis, who doesn't want to learn, and then they distract you. So, Sarah, you know what to do. I'm going to give you the confidence and consistency to be a safe driver. I love that question. Let's keep moving. If you could teach everyone a new driver, one skill, what would it be? Being a defensive driver. That is the key to being successful. You're driving in your school parking lot, cover your brake. You're driving in your neighborhood, cover your brake. You're merging an expressway, accelerate and get up to speed. You're driving at night, make sure your headlights are clean. Make sure your windshield is clean. You are very tired. You should not be driving. That's the skill. But many of you are more than a one-skill person. Driving is a multi-skilled event. If I tell you to turn right at the stop sign, you're focusing on the blinker stock and you blow past the stop sign. If I tell you merge on the freeway, you stare at the speedometer and then you almost veer into a truck. Driving is more than a one multi-action event. And this is where some of you will struggle this Saturday and this Sunday because I'm driving 16 hours. And the next Saturday and Sunday, another 16, right? So you have to be ready. And if you don't sign up for driving, you're going to miss it. It's called fear of missing out. Let's keep going. Great question. How often should you check your mirrors? We looked at the mirror check, okay, every 12 to 15 seconds. Mirrors only show you what's in the area. And we want to make sure that all of you understand what's going on. I'm looking at the notes right now. And some of you aren't looking and referring to your notes because me as a scholar teaching other scholars, mirror fact usage, okay? Checking mirrors, using mirrors when turning, okay? Mirror usage. The mirror doesn't exactly tell you where a vehicle is. It just tells you, is it in the area? So you guys need to do a deep dive into mirror fact usage. Let's keep going. If my car starts to overheat, what should you do? Another question coming from the packet. You want to pull over to the right. You actually want to turn on your heater. Some of you probably saying, why would I do that? By turning on the heater, you're getting the hot air out of the engine because your cars are liquid cooled by antifreeze, which has ethylene glycol. Thank you, science teacher from 5th grade. His name was Mr. Schultz. And also my cousin is a science teacher and teaches biology. So ethylene glycol is used to cool down your engine. If you use water, the boiling point of water is 212 degrees. Also, below 32 degrees is going to freeze. So you're going to crack your engine block because water expands. If you have ethylene glycol, which is poisonous, be careful around your little brother or sister or your pet. They will drink it and die. It increases the boiling point and the freezing point of your car. So if it overheats, you turn on the heater, that blows the hot air in, that hopefully will drop the temperature down, but you fall off on your maintenance. Example, my daughter said, Dad, can you help me put on my windshield wiper blades? I'm like, sure, baby, Corvette. I showed her how to take off her windshield wiper blade. She's 22. She still got to do endless maintenance too. So I said, honey, you pull up the windshield wiper arm, you slide the windshield wiper blade down off the hook, you get the new one out, you lift the clip up, you slide it in, you hook it up, you click it down. I said, honey, put off the little orange strip. Dad, is this satisfying? I'm like, girl, you on some TikTok stuff. I said, yes, honey, it's satisfying. She got out, she put off the little orange strip, boom, she's got new windshield wiper blades. And she paid for the higher priced one. She expected about $40. You can buy $10 windshield wiper blades, $15, $20, $30. You get what you pay for. Rain-X is a premium brand, and it's going to last a longer time. It's going to clean more water off. The driver's side windshield wiper blade is larger than the passenger windshield wiper blade. So you need to learn this. So if your car's overheating, you're not checking your antifreeze. You're not checking your antifreeze overflow. Occasionally, you have to open the hood, check your oil, check your belts, check your hoses. Man, we are learning. What our new habits drivers struggle with, all of them. They don't check mirrors. They struggle at multitask events. I tell you to turn right. Your mom or dad tells you to turn right. You don't stop on red. Your mom or dad tells you make a lane change. You're playing with the blinker, and you drift and you look over the wrong shoulder. Your mom and dad tell you, why are you drifting to the right? Because you're looking down at the right. So driving is a multitask event, and I want to keep going, and that multitask event will cause you to hesitate. And you're going to have information overload because your mom and dad will clock your T because you're arguing with them. If you argue with me, I'm going to have you put the car over and put it in park and put you in the back seat and call your parents. So plus your parents are nervous. I have a brake, I have a second additional mirror, and I have the skill set to hopefully keep us out of danger when you have information overload in the downtown Mount Clemens trap area because you see a kid coming, you're trying to look down at your blinker, and you're looking at your shoestring. So there are multiple events. So you guys struggle with everything. No cap, no hate. Is it hard to stay alert or attentive while driving? Yes, it is. Because this is a new skill. It's like you looking down the hallway in school. You're a ninth grader. You're in high school now. You've been in the ninth grade center. There are 3,000 kids in your school. You are scared. You don't know where your room is. No one is going to tell you. You are lost. Either you're going to ask for help or just spin around in circles. So you have to learn how to judge distance. It takes time. You have to look ahead. You have to learn to have good lane line reference. Stop looking down at your speedometer and your steering wheel. Stop worrying about what your peers say in the back. They'll tell me if they're nervous and scared. So it's maturity. As you drive, you will mature. This is driver's education. You're going to learn how to use your mirror. You're going to learn to have lane line reference. You're going to learn how to, and I want to keep this going, you're going to learn how to do mirror checks and lane keep. Checking the side mirror without drifting. You're going to check the side mirror, you're going to drift. You're going to scan, and then you're going to look for an address. You're going to pass the house because you don't know how to read addresses. You know how to read addresses, but you're lost. It's odd on the left and even on the right. It's even on the left. You don't even know that. So you will be overwhelmed. Surface changes and control. Noticing the road has changed from asphalt to gravel. That's very dangerous. You'll spin out of control. Pattern recognition, realizing that one car brakes and 3 cars behind you will also brake. You don't understand that and you rear in the car. Another example is you don't know or understand how large your truck is and you don't realize they're going to make wide turns and you get scared and you pull up to the stop line not knowing The truck is going to make a turn and it's going to use the whole full lane. Rate of closure, calculating how fast you're going. You don't realize how fast you're going and then you slam the brakes. Sequencing, understanding the order of green, yellow, and red. I gave you some real examples, and I think a lot of you are looking for that one-hit answer. It's not. So it's really deep. It's scientific. Let's keep rolling. What is the proper defensive strategy for using aggressive driving? You're going to see a video, Caitlin. Always keeping out the SIPED process. That's the first thing. Remember what I said? Have an out. Be a defensive driver. Keep space. Don't drive in the wolf pack. What do you mean wolf pack? Like an animal? Ow! No. A wolf pack is a group of cars. If you're following the SIPED process, which is in your notes, okay, using technology, basic driving maneuvers, okay, parking, I'm going through your notes, signs and signals. If you don't read this, guys, you're going to struggle. You have to read it. Traffic signs and signals, pavement markings, intersections. You have an uncontrolled intersection in your school. They don't have stop signs or yield signs. That's an uncontrolled intersection. Next, pavement markings. Okay, so the ACT, defensive driving, the PDA process. Every driver should develop a proactive driving approach intended to avoid potential conflicts. You guys don't read this because I can ask you questions, okay? Next, defensive drivers. Eliminate and reduce potential distractions. Your cell phone, your friend, your cat. Proactive drivers, if you're tired, don't drive. If you're angry, don't drive. There are dangers in low traffic areas. I love going over the notes before you have a large quizzy. Man, we're getting 5 things done in one time. Low traffic areas, residential areas, but there's still dangers. Kids unexpectedly run out. Do you even know that? You see a ball and you're still going. Cover your brake. Pedestrians enter the roadway chasing the ball. A vehicle unexpectedly backs out. You're in the neighborhood, expect that. An object like a ball or a toy enters the roadway. Residential. Let's talk about rural driving. Animals unexpectedly enter the roadway. Vehicles unexpectedly enter the roadway from a hidden driveway. Next, poor road surfaces can lead to loss of traction. You're on a dirt road. You think you're good. You're doing 70. You're about to flip your car in the ditch. Lack of ability to properly scan. Beginning drivers don't scan. Hills, curves. You can't see around a curve. You can't see around a hill. Rural driving environments can include unpaved roads, shoulders, no shoulders, can be very dangerous due to lack of traction. Rural driving environments can be very open. You see cows, you see horses, you see the ditch. You didn't see the ditch, you just flipped. Let's talk about high traffic environments. Your school zone, your neighborhood, driving on the main thoroughfare, pedestrians walk out, Mount Clemens trap area. Drivers entering, exiting their vehicle. You almost hit someone. This is why your brain overloads. This is why it's very important that I have more people asking questions. This is why it's very important that I have more people signing for driving. All you're doing is prolonging your learning. I need to push you to get over your fear. Drivers attempting to change lanes without properly checking their blind spots. That's you. Because you don't know what to do. This is why I'm trying to educate you. Okay? Drivers must maintain a vigorous search pattern. Looking around. You need to sit in the front seat and watch your mom or dad. Let's keep going. I'm glad I'm referring to the notes. How should you best handle distractions? Don't put them in the car. Tell your friends you're not riding with me because you talk too much. Why do you think the state limits the number of passengers during your probationary period? Because your friends are going to talk to you, Antonio. Hey, Antonio, did you see the cat driving? No, I didn't. I'm going to show you. Okay. Antonio, you just ran a light. Antonio, you just blew a stop sign. We are social creatures. So limit the number of distractions. Don't have so many friends in the car. Can I get a ticket if I have a bunch of friends in the car? If you're acting a fool, but you shouldn't have your friends in there anyway. But all your parents are tracking us. We were driving yesterday. One mom said, I saw that you parallel parked. We were in downtown Mount Clemens because parents are tracking you. I'm good. I have a background check. They don't trust you. Someone's going to take you. I want to know where you are. Hey, you keep driving around the same area like 5 times. Yes, we're in downtown Mount Clemens Trap. We are making 12 right turns, 12 left turns. We're parallel parking. We're going on the roundabout. We're going into a divergent diamond. Okay, I just wonder why you keep going in like an L-shaped curve. We're taking curvy roads. We're going on roundabouts. We're going on a downhill drop. We go into a residential. We go into a business district. So you got to pay attention, Antonio. You're going to be fine. What is lane usage like for? Let's go back to the notes and let's refer from there. You see these arrows. They tell you which way to go. If you have a green arrow to the left, you mean it's clear, traffic can stop. You have these lane usage signs. They direct the type of traffic they want in the lane. Traffic signs and signals. So it sounds like we need to look at the roadside video. Pavement markings, intersections, the lane usage tell you for just an HOV lane, high occupancy vehicle. You got to have more than one person in the lane, one more person in the car. If you have one person in the car, you will get a ticket. So you have to read this, guys. And I know it sucks. I don't want to read. Well, I guess you don't want to pass because I can't open up your brain and pour this knowledge in. Reading is still very fundamental. And as we move forward in time is 2026, 2036, 2046, 2056. You get what I'm saying? Reading is still fundamental. This information can be captured. It can be put into a digital format. It can be put into a quizzy, an essay, a test. This is where we are in 2026. And we are moving forward capturing this information. But if you don't read, you will be exposed. What do you mean exposed? You didn't read it, and you're going to have a low score. And then I send a screenshot to your parent, encouraging the scholar to read. So everything is in here, and if you read it, it will tell you about the information, such as the effects of road rage. Let's keep going. What can you do to help prepare for the road test? Everything we're doing now, because I have the road test evaluation sheet, and when I drive with you, I'm going to prepare you. I almost ripped the driving schedule. This is what I use as your evaluation tool. I have it right here. Example, the following dangerous maneuvers will result in an automatic fail. You run a light, you hit a curb, you fail to yield. That's an automatic fail. If I have to grab the wheel because you didn't see someone and you almost hit them, you disobey a regulatory sign, you blow a stop sign, you blow a light, you're speeding 10 or more over the limit. I don't evaluate you, this document does. Because if we want you to be highly effective drivers, we're going to give you the tools. Don't worry, it's 1048. Turn your head to identify. If you're not looking right and we're turning right, you're going to crash. Objects, selects the best lane. Always turn in the nearest lane. You're making a left turn, you should be turning by the double yellow. Why? If we make a right turn and if you make a left, you go all the way to the right, you just cut off a car. Accident. So this is the tool that I use. And also I have your driving schedules here. I like the questions. We're spending time because this class is more than just tests and videos. How long does it take to get used to space and size of vehicles? Audrey, it depends on how often you drive. If you only drive once a week, you're not really going to learn a lot. If you only drive during rush hour, you're going to be overwhelmed because the reality is your mom and dad are going to get home in rush hour and say, okay, honey, let me get something quick to eat, and then we're going to go out and drive. You're driving in rush hour. People don't know you're a student driver. If you're going 10 under the limit, they're going to honk their horn and they're going to cut you off. A lady's going to cut you off. A dad's going to cut you off. A teenager's going to cut you off. A semi-truck's going to cut you off. And dude, you're going to feel a lot of anxiety and pressure. So your mom and dad need to pick different times. Rush hour driving is good. Night driving is good. Evening driving is good. Morning driving is good. So this way you get used to the size, visual orientation, and reference of your vehicle. And then you will get better over time. You'll start hugging the left. Then you'll make adjustments. Then you start hugging the right. Then you'll make adjustments. Then you will learn that you're going to trigger road rage. Why? Traffic backups. Motorists improperly blocking the roadway because they're irritated. Drivers making communication errors, failing to use turn signals. So Audrey, if you're driving and you forget to use the blinker, people really get angry. That driver didn't use the blinker. It was a mistake. And then someone gets mad at you and wants to run you off the road, right? Drivers using their high beam headlights. They're mad at you instead of their low beams. Drivers inappropriately honking their horn. And you're like, oh my God, Mom, they're losing their bananas. Honey, it's okay. That's what people are going to do to you, Audrey, because you're going to be going too slow. And they are in a hurry to go home. Offensive bumper stickers. People have offensive bumper stickers on their car. Good road rage, right? Verbal aggression, quiet aggression, rush-in. This is the teachable moment. I'm going over those over your questions. Don't worry. You still have your quizzy. That is 110 questions. And I'm going to show you there are a couple of images missing before you try to clock my T. So there's verbal aggression when someone cusses you out, makes gestures, or honks the horn. Audrey, you could trigger that accidentally. Next, quiet aggression occurs when the driver complains, rushes, or complains about other motorists. Next, rush-in aggression. You want to, get out of a private driveway. You went to Trop. You went to Panda. No one is letting you out. You're like, oh my God, no one's going to let me out. They see you, but they're not going to let you out. They're in a hurry. Total aggression. This is when grandma, auntie, or uncle, or your best friend's brother loses it. They're ridiculing you and self. They use their vehicle to block the driveway. Instead of making a desired maneuver to let you in, they block the driveway. You're trying to make a left turn. They block you until the light's red. Now you're stuck in the middle of the intersection. I've had that happen to us, Audrey, where drivers see us, they deliberately leave us hanging, and you're like, what do we do? Complete the turn. Once you're in the intersection, you have a right to leave it. And violence occurs when drivers deliberately use their vehicle as a weapon and try to make contact. That's going to happen to some of you because you go too slow. You're drifting to the right, and it takes time. So that first drive is going to be a white knuckle experience. I love the questions, and I'm glad I'm using the classroom material. That's what good teachers do. How is it best to know when merging on the freeway? Your question is kind of confusing. You get into fourth gear merge, you push the gas pedal down. But as a beginning driver, you're going to be scared. You should be merging out about 50, you go in 30. I see a semi truck coming from Canada. We're about to get run over. I pray and say, push the gas pedal to the floor. Some of you will chicken foot. You won't push the gas down. And a truck is coming. And I pray. And next thing you know, we're merging. You have to push the gas pedal down. And then mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Then you merge out. But you will be overloaded. You're going to panic. You're going to look at your foot. You're going to look at your hand. You're going to look at me. And I'm going to tell you, don't look at me. Check your mirror. Some of you will check your mirror too long and you go off the road, Joey. So it's really important. How can you best minimize distractions to stay focused? Tell your friends, shut up, stop talking. Don't have friends in the car who talk too much. Turn the radio down. Focus on if you want to really be a good driver, reduce those distractions. You've got to reduce the distractions. Focus on your task. Hey, I want to parallel park 10 times. Hey, I want to go through the roundabout 10 times because that's what you guys are going to do when you drive with me. You're going to parallel park 10 times. You're going to go through the roundabout. You're going to go through the Mount Clemens Trap area. We're going to go through different tight roads. We're going to go on main roads. We're going to go into neighborhoods. I'm always switching up the plan. What is the best way to reduce impact if you're going to crash? Squeeze the brake just before lockup. It's called threshold braking. Let me get some water. Try to hit something at an angle. It's called the crumple zone. I don't mind front loading the class. I know the next hour you're going to be working, and that's fine because I'm not going to be lecturing the whole hour. You're going to be doing the quizzy. You're going to be working. You're going to see the Sunrise State Police Department following aggressive drivers and road rage, and everyone here is going to be working. These questions will offer insight into what is in your brain. So if you're going to hit something, reduce speed as much as possible. Try to hit something at an angle. What is the best way to avoid dangerous drivers on the road who are swerving behind you? Increase your following distance. If you are looking ahead, you're going to see an aggressive driver cutting in and out of traffic. Ooh, this is a teachable moment. I have a video for you, but I'm going to answer these questions first. And then you're going to see a person in your age group who gets pulled over by the police. So keep your speed. Don't leave late. But you won't listen to me. You won't listen to your mom. Either your parent is a late parent or early parent. I'm not the early parent. So if you're late and your mom is early, half of you will be early, half of you will be late because you are products of mom and dad. So we'll show you the video to tie into that. I'm going through all the questions. How do you know what lane to turn in a multi-lane road? The question is, Jack, where are you going? Are you making a left? You're all the way over to, no pun intended, the left. Because we're in America, we drive on the right. If you're making a right turn, you want to be all the way over to the right. They are pavement markings. Ooh, Jack, good question. Teachable moment. Let's go back to the pavement markings, right? All these are pavement markings, okay? If I want to go and make a right turn, I have to be the lane F. If I want to go straight, I can be a lane C, D, or E. Okay, if I want to make a left, okay, this looks like a one-way, then I need to be in lane A. Okay, so these diagrams offer information. They're pavement markings. So if you don't understand pavement markings, you're going to be in the wrong lane and crash. And then that's going to cause you anxiety. People are going to cut you off. People are scared. They're going to tailgate you, and you're sweating holding the steering wheel. So, Jack, you got to be able to read pavement markings, and you got to look ahead. But because you're a beginning driver, driving is a multitask event, your brain is going to lock up, and you're going to stare at the speedometer. You're going to stare at your hands. I love that I'm having this teacher material open and teaching you. What is the best advice to smooth driving? It takes time. Like you walking in the hallway at school. You walk in a nice stride, a nice pace, and it's really important that you do your best to keep a good pace. Same thing when driving. Drive at the speed limit. You'll make more lights. If you drive under the speed limit, like a lot of beginning drivers do, you're going to get stuck at the light. And take my word for it, through experience, you're going to have to make a hard decision. Am I going to have to make a decision to go through a yellow light? Am I going to have to slam brakes? My advice to all of you who drive Saturday and Sunday, and my other drivers who have not signed up, you need to sign up quickly. Okay? We got time here. I'm not rushing. You're going to get your money's worth. So you want to keep good speed, and you learn this by keeping at the speed limit. You want to keep a 3-second following distance, and around the end of your first drive, at the beginning of your second, you will develop this. The first hour, you're going to be squeezing the wheel, nervous, sweating. Please wear deodorant. Please wear a thin sole shoe. Please make sure you get your rest at night, because if you're sleepy and you're drifting off, I'm going to tell your parent, this drive does not count. Your son or daughter is not aware, because in the summertime, you stay up all night. Why is it optimum to wear your seatbelt in the back? So you don't get thrown out of the car. We have seat belts. The seatbelt keeps you from being thrown out of the car, but your age group doesn't wear seat belts. And when you stop, inertia will throw you to the dashboard. You'll knock out your front teeth. You will crack your cheekbone, and some of you are going to fly through the window. So you have to wear your seat belt. This is why your car has a front side, driver's side airbag in the steering wheel. This is why your front passenger side dashboard has an airbag. This is why you have airbags in the pillars. So in the event of a collision, you will be thrown, and your seatbelt keeps you in there. Let's keep moving. What is the smartest thing to do in a moment of spin out? Don't panic. Lift your foot. If there's ice on your window, if there's ice on your car, if it looks shiny on the road, those are indicators that it's bad weather. So if you, example, there's water in the hallway of your school. You're walking down the hallway. Water, because seniors threw it there and they're videoing, we're going to make this freshman slip and fall. Or they put lotion on the floor. You know how high school kids are. They want to see you fail. You're like, you're right. They put lotion on the floor, they put water there, and they watch you fall. And then they video it, put it on social media. So you got to look at the environmental situations. And a lot of beginning drivers don't do that. They assume, hey, it's fog, drive as normal. No, whenever there's fog, you want to reduce your speed. You want to drive for the conditions on the road. Hey, it's raining. I want to reduce my speed. Hey, it's in the wintertime. There's snow and ice in the front major hallway. You could slip and fall. There's water on the steps, people walking up. You could slip up the steps. I know, you fall forward, happened to me. Or you slip down the steps. Or seniors put lotion and Vaseline on the steps and watch you fall. So, look at those indicators. If my car breaks down in the middle, what do? You get the car, Joey, out of the middle and push it over to the right. Because if you leave your car in the middle and someone hits your car and it causes an accident, it is your fault. And you don't want to block the intersection. So you got to get that car over to the right. And you don't want anyone to crash your whip. You want to take that ownership. A car is a reflection on you. What to do if there's black ice? You reduce your speed. You don't slam brakes. You have light pressure on the gas and brake. You steer where you want the car to go. Type in takeaways. What did you learn today? All of you type in takeaways. TAKEAWAY, semicolon. I need 3 complete sentences. I took the time to give you real life examples. I referred to the curriculum. I referred to high school examples, real life examples, you driving in your school parking lot. 2 to 5 p.m. That's the most dangerous time. I gave you examples of snow and ice in your high school hallway. You're going to slip and fall. I gave you examples of seniors putting Vaseline on the steps, on the rail. You slip and fall and knock out your front teeth and have a concussion. I gave you examples of people road raging on you this Saturday and Sunday because you're a beginning driver and you're going to drive very slow. I gave you examples of kids waiting to the last second to sign up for driving, and you have to be done by August 20th. Some of you will run out of time, and because this is recorded, you can't say that I did not offer you times. So I need you to type in takeaway, put this information in, then we're going to move forward. Guys, another great class. This is your Masterclass. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach adults and teens. You need to subscribe. I'm going to be doing more long form video. This gets you in the house. And I need you to really put in your questions. We're going to continue having these master classes and you're going to learn a lot. Feel free to put questions in. I really appreciate you. Subscribe. 24 years of experience, taught over 24.7K students. Learn. Bye.